Hello, my name is Jeff Brown. I am a singer-songwriter living here in Linden, Virginia, and you are watching Music on the Rocks. I have been coming to you every Wednesday since March of 2020 with a little bit of my music collection and a little bit of my whiskey collection in the hopes that it could bring us a little bit together and we'll spend some moments and have a little bit of entertainment and get our mind off of all the things in the world that have been happening since March of 2020, when musicians like myself and all over the country and all over the world were told that we need to stay home instead of going on tour and playing shows and seeing our friends and things. And you know, it's been a rough go of it. So I started this in an effort to get my mind off everything and bring a little bit of my music and my whiskey to you. And it sure seems like we're heading in that direction again. So here I am with my music and my whiskey. So today we have a couple things to discuss. First and foremost, Deidre. My goodness. Deidre made this for me. And it is no coincidence that the guitars match. I've said it before, and I will say it again, and I will keep on saying it. I absolutely love this. I have not quite figured out where I'm going to put it, but for the time being, it's going to sit right here where everyone who's watching can understand how amazing it is and how amazing you are. So thank you. And it says jeffbrownmusic.com, which, as it turns out, is my website. So if you're looking for something to satiate your web browsing needs, that might do something. So thank you. Thank you, Deidre. It is beautiful, it is fantastic, and so are you. Today, I will be doing a little bit of a vertical dual tasting, because I have a bottle of Rebel bourbon whiskey, and while I was out and about and around, I found a little bottle of Rebel Yell wheated bourbon whiskey, and I thought, I'm pretty sure these are the same, but what better way than to taste for myself. I could look it up. I did look it up. But this is way more fun. So in honor of what may very well be the same wheated bourbon with a different name, I am going to play a song titled Same Old Story, which I gotta tell you, over the years has had a lot of different names. Same song, different names. So, it felt appropriate. The queen has broken her crown. So they say. A million little pieces on the ground. My mistake. So she sings to the moon, the sun and the stars. She sings to the books and the smoke from the bars. She suffered the fools but still lost the gold. It's the same old story, so tired of being told. Your heart it seemed. Made of clay. Our love got lost in a dream. My mistake. So we sing to the moon, the sun and the stars. We sing to our books, the smoke in the bars. We can suffer the fools, but we still lose the gold. It's the same old story, so tired of being told. We're just fools looking for gold. Too young to know. And I am on my way down. Every day. I thought that I'd find my way home. My mistake. But I still sing to the moon and the sun and the stars. I sing to my books, the smoke from the bars. I have suffered the fools, but still lost the gold. It's the same old story, so tired of being told. And that is a song called Same Old Story, a song that over the years has had a number of different names, despite being the same song. And speaking of name changes and rebranding, today we have both the Rebel Yell Wheated Bourbon Whiskey and the Rebel Wheated Bourbon Whiskey. Now, I am under the impression that it's basically the same whiskey that underwent a little bit of a branding change fairly recently because reasons. But because I have both bottles with me, it would be much more fun to just drink them side by side than to look up on the internet and see if anything had changed, which I also did. But, again, much more fun. So we have the Rebel Yell Wheated Bourbon Whiskey and the Rebel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, also a wheated bourbon whiskey. And for those of you who might not know, so in order to be a bourbon, your mash bill has to be 51% corn, and the other 49 is typically rye and barley. However, with a wheated bourbon, that 51% is still corn. However, the other 49 is typically relegated to wheat and barley, where the wheat replaces the rye, which will give you something a little sweeter, a little smoother, because the rye is typically where you get a lot of that spice and punchiness. Whereas with the wheated bourbons, they have that same that same attack, the same corn sweetness, but it's a little more mellow, a little sweeter, a little softer for folks like me who tend to prefer the sweeter and smoother over the aggressive high rise. But you know, that's just me. However, what we have here is Jeff double fisting. That doesn't happen that often anymore, for reasons. But we have the Rebel Yell and we have the Rebel. So let's just get into it. Alright, so these are both, I mean, as far as the smell test goes, they smell identical. It is definitely a wheated bourbon, where you're not getting the spice. You know, on the nose, it's a lot of that sweetness, that sugariness, and you know, a cereal, which you know makes sense because you know wheat. It smells very, very nice. But my friends, from me to you, as always, be well, be safe, be a little rebellious, because I've been told that rebellions are built on hope. And cheers. With the Rebel Yell wheated bourbon. That's just nice. This is for sure wheated bourbon because you've got a little bit of that burn because of you know the alcohol, but it's just very calm and you know it's not that aggressive rye, which I mean frankly for something called Rebel Yell I would expect something a little punchier, but this is a very soft, subtle, delicious, smooth sipper. And we move over to the Rebel. That is the same thing. Still very, very mellow, very pleasant. You know, it's got that alcohol burn, but it's just enveloped in sweetness, and you know it's got those oak woody notes. But these are both, I mean, these are both the same, but they're the same delicious whiskey that I will be enjoying for the rest of these bottles, and then you know we'll see where it goes from there. But thank you for being with me for this crazy ride over almost 2 years, and I hope to have more for you very soon, including next week where we're going to have a little bit of a special continuation of what we're going on here. And Christmas is coming, so my friends, again, from me to you, I hope your holiday season, whatever it is you choose to or choose not to celebrate, is marvelous. Cheers to you.